how to write a business plan step by step. Now, I started my first company with less than $500 and I was able to grow it into one of the fastest growing privately held companies according to Inc. magazine. But listen, I went through a lot of trial and error along the way, and I really wish I spent more time developing a strategic business plan before I got started. And I know, right? You may be thinking, no, Sean, I don't need a business plan. I got everything I need right here. But listen, having a great business plan is super important because it can prevent you from wasting your precious time and money. And honestly, many people fail because they start operating a new business without any plan, and then suddenly they start to realize they have no real competitive advantage or no real product to market fit, for example. And so sitting down and writing out a plan really forces you to think about your business ideas, like evaluating all your options and your business strategy, like what are you going to do to be seen in the marketplace, and developing your business teams, like what people may you need to bring into your venture. Do you need investors, partners, or recruit some type of key role? What? And so I like to go through writing out a business plan before you launch, because what you can do is take your plan to a trusted advisor or mentor or consultant, or even your local SBDC or small business development center, and have them review your plan, evaluate it, and give you some feedback. But first, you need to have a great plan in place. And if you watch this video until the end, then you're going to learn the 3 types of business plans you can write, how to write a great plan step by step, and my tips for using your plan to get financing. Hey there, I'm Sean, a self-made millionaire and entrepreneur, and right now I'm on a mission to help people start, fund, and grow their business. All right, let's get this party started with number 1. Why do you need a business plan? Man, there are so many valuable reasons to have one. I like to think about your business plan as not only a roadmap, but as your first real business asset, because make no mistake about it, when you invest time and money into creating a thorough plan, if you execute it, you will make money as a result. All right, so here's a list of reasons why I think you should have a thorough plan in place. Number 1, it helps you develop your pitch. You're always going to be pitching your company, whether it's to prospective clients and customers, or to potential team members you want to work for you, and so on. Well, every business plan has an executive summary which you can memorize to help you pitch your company. Number 2, it can help you find investors, because of course, before someone decides to give you any money, they're going to want to know exactly what you're going to do to build up a successful company, which your plan should cover. Number 3, a great business plan helps you find active business partners. If you happen to know someone who is ambitious or built a successful company before, heck, even your best friend is going to want to know, I love you, man, but what exactly is your plan? Okay, number 4, it helps you get traditional funding from a bank or the SBA. A big step in getting approved for any small business loan is providing your lender with a business plan, because they want to know with strong confidence that you have the ability to repay them, ideally with interest. And the 5th reason to create a business plan is it helps you determine your next move. If you don't want to create a business plan for any other reason, you should at least create one for yourself. I personally spend hours just pacing back and forth with my computer and a whiteboard trying to think about how to attack different markets. And then I dump it all into an easy to read business plan. Now, I want to hear from you, okay? Why are you watching this video? Like, why are you developing a business plan? Are you trying to raise money? Are you trying to get a partner? Or are you just trying to do it for yourself? Tell me down in the comment section below. Chapter number 2, let's talk about the 3 common business plan formats. So there is no one way to write a business plan. They can range from a business plan being 1 page to several pages with detailed graphs and reports. And I'm gonna talk about the 3 types, and ultimately the business format you choose depends on your personal goals. So the first type is what is called a traditional business plan. This is the standard plan that usually has about 6 to 7 sections spanning from an executive summary to financial projections. Now, typically, if you're trying to raise money from a bank or a venture capital firm, they're going to want to review a traditional business plan with a lot of detailed information. The next type is called a lean business plan. Now, this is a much shorter version of a traditional plan, and you could choose to make it just 1 page because ultimately, the goal is to just convey the most important information about your company in the shortest amount of time possible. In general, if you're trying to onboard a key hire or just use it for yourself, then a lean business plan will suffice. In fact, this is the type of business plan I like to create when I'm starting any new venture. Another type of business plan is called a nonprofit plan. This one is very similar to a traditional plan, but it also includes detailed information about how your organization will leave a positive impact in the world. All right, now that we understand the different types, let's get into chapter number 3, how to write a business plan step by step. So there are 6 core sections you need to have in your plan. You're going to need a section covering your business summary or your executive summary, your market research, your product and service lines, your marketing and sales strategy, your management plan, and your financial projections. Let's break it all down. So, number 1, your business summary is simply, it basically summarizes your overall business plan. Now, this summary can also serve as your lean business plan or your 1-page plan as well. In either case, this is actually going to be the last page that you write. So let's move on to step number 2 and do market research. Now, this is probably the most important step. You need to know your landscape, your battlefield, what market you are about to enter. So take your business idea and then start answering questions like, is the industry growing or declining? And you can use something like Google Trends to see the monthly search volume and ask, who is your target market? Like, what's their age, gender, income, goals, values, lifestyles, and so on. And then how big is the market? Is it something very niche? Is it something local? Is it something worldwide? Who are your competitors? What are they selling? What are their prices? And why do their customers like them? And then how much regulation is there? Are there specific laws or tax codes or licenses you need to have? Answering these questions will help you complete the rest of the plan much easier. Now, here's a very important note, Listen, if you do the market research and you don't like what you find, then guess what? It's okay and probably best to stop now and don't pursue this business venture, because the whole point of doing market research is to make sure this idea actually works. For example, you may find that the competition is really thick or there is very little demand in the marketplace, which are 2 big reasons to reconsider your business idea. And I'm emphasizing this because sometimes people fall in love with their business idea regardless of what the research says, and they decide to move forward anyway. And I think that's just a natural instinct that many entrepreneurs have, because we like to see challenges and figure out ways to overcome them. But this can actually hinder you from finding and building the right business. Now, there's a lot more that goes into market research, so if you want to see me make a video all about it, just write a comment below. Moving on to step number 3, I have build your products and services. So look at what we're doing, Once we've done the market research, we'll have a better understanding of what problems exist and then how we can solve those problems. So now in this section, you can simply list out all your products and service ideas, explain how these will add unique value to the market, explain the pricing model you have and why, the cost to produce these products and services, and any trademarks and patents you may plan to file, and so on. Now, don't worry about perfecting your product or service in this plan, because trust me, you're going to have multiple iterations of the design, the features, and the services. The point is, you want to make it crystal clear what problems you are solving and how you're going to produce a solution to those problems. From there, you can go ahead and move on to step number 4, develop your marketing and sales strategy, which is basically figuring out, okay, how are you going to get attention and then convert that attention into customers and clients? And there are many ways that you can go about doing this. One way is traditional marketing strategies like traditional advertising, billboards, TV, so on. Going to events where you are the host or the speaker, or different PR campaigns like being featured in the news or other popular publications. But look, I am not a fan of traditional advertising. I think it's way too expensive, you can't track results, and you likely won't get any. But my preference is more digital marketing strategies like Facebook advertising, Google advertising, hiring influencers, and paying for sponsored posts. But regardless of what you decide to do, let me be honest with you. One thing I wish somebody had told me earlier was take organic marketing seriously. Now, what is organic marketing? Well, basically marketing that you can do without spending any money on ads. This is stuff like blogging and social media marketing and YouTube and podcast marketing. And so in my business, once our organic marketing efforts started to kick in, we quickly scaled from $100,000 a year to over $3 million per year. But look, this strategy takes time. It can take anywhere from 1 to 2 years to see any measurable results from organic marketing. And that's why I'm telling you now, don't wait, because you can get to a place where you are acquiring customers and clients for very little cost, which ends up giving you a competitive advantage. So I really want you to think about it, because I highly recommend you put an organic marketing strategy inside of your business plan and start executing that as soon as possible. Now, I have a great video on how to start a blog, which is one of my favorite organic strategies. So I'll link that video at the end of this one so you can check it out right after you finish. All right, step number 5 is to build your management plan or your management team. And this is where you really want to start thinking about how much manpower you need, right? Like, who's going to manage all these marketing campaigns? Who's going to be in charge of handling the services and the clients? Who's going to be handling all the new phone calls and leads that come in? And who's going to go out and recruit the team you need, right? And you need to figure out how you're going to handle these tasks, right? Are you going to do it? Are you going to hire a team? Or are you going to maybe partner with someone who has a lot of experience in one of these areas that you don't? And so if you are recruiting a business partner or an investor, this is where you can make your pitch and say, hey, Sean, I think you're going to be a great asset in managing the marketing side of this business. You should come in. Now, if you're going to do all of this yourself, like you're going to be a solo entrepreneur or a single member LLC, then that's great too. But just remember, you alone only have 24 hours in a day, which is likely going to give you about 12 working hours a day. So it's probably going to take you a lot more time to grow your business. So you need to be very conservative when you get to step number 6, which is your financial projections. Here, we are going to project our initial startup costs, our ongoing expenses, and forecast our revenue. So when it comes to our initial costs and ongoing expenses, this is pretty simple, right? You just need to map out everything you need in order to start operating your business and then estimate the costs. Common things that people need are a website, a location like setting up an office or a store, sometimes hiring team members, whether that is W-2 employees or contractors, getting some inventory and other assets like equipment, and then of course having a marketing budget and so on. Now, if you're still not exactly sure what you need, then simply running a Google search should help you out. Now, the more difficult thing to forecast is revenue. And most of the time we're forecasting how we can hit our first $1 million, right? Now, to forecast revenue, what you would do is take your average price of your product and service and then multiply that by how many units you believe you can sell per month, and then multiply that by the average client or customer retention rate. For example, if you are starting a consulting company and your average fee is $1,000 per month and you believe you can get 10 clients per month and keep those clients at a 5-month retention rate, then basically you're forecasting $50,000 a month in revenue. However, there are many factors that determine how quickly you can grow revenue, such as your advertising and marketing budget, or if you're in a local market or a national market, or the type of company you have, right? Like, is it a product company or a service company? Because in general, you can scale a product much faster than you can a service, because a service requires you to have more people, which requires more recruiting and more training. So the best advice I can give around forecasting revenue are 2 things. Okay, number 1, find the average, meaning do some research and figure out what the average company in your market or in your industry typically makes every month or every year. And then number 2, be conservative. It's a lot more fun to actually beat your projections than not to, because then you'll feel like a failure because you didn't reach them. Plus, if you forecast too aggressively, then this could actually be a red flag to your potential investors or potential partners, because many people with business experience know how difficult it can be to be profitable in year 1. All right, moving on to chapter number 4, I have how to use your business plan for financing. So if the goal of your business plan is to raise money or recruit a key hire, here are some tips you need to know. Number 1, use a business plan template, because if you're planning to give this plan to someone else, it needs to be professional and cover everything. The template that I recommend is from lawdepot.com. They walk you through step by step everything that needs to be included inside of your business plan in order to get financing. I'll go ahead and put a link to them down in the description below. Tip number 2, put yourself in their position, meaning go through your business plan and try to see what questions someone may have after going through it, and then go back and revise your plan to cover these questions. Ideally, your plan should flow like a really good story that is very easy to follow. Tip number 3, keep it brief. Okay, ideally, your plan should be concise and be no more than 10 pages long, because as Albert Einstein puts it, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it enough. Tip number 4, make it easy to read. Have clear headings, have simple words, and highlight key points in each section so people can follow along. Tip number 5, know your business plan inside and out, because they're going to have additional questions and want to confirm your thinking. So you need to be prepared to handle this. Now I have some more tips on a video called How to Pitch Your Business to Investors Step by Step, so you can check that out as well, or you can watch another video I mentioned. I will link at the end. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all of that, and I'll see you over there.